Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now have roll call led by Staff Liaison Francine Spriegel.
Please say here or present when I call your name. Chair Nash?
Here.
Vice Chair Laufenberg?
Here.
Commissioner Albert?
Here.
Commissioner Emanuel?
Here.
Commissioner Globke?
Here.
Commissioner Goodnight?
Present.
Commissioner Mattis?
Here.
Commissioner McEwen?
Here.
Commissioner Makari?
Here.
Commissioner Schlosser?
Here.
Commissioner Shea?
Here.
Commissioner Toby?
Present.
Commissioner Shu?
Here.
Adult Commissioner Petrus is absent, and Adult Commissioner Martinez.
Here.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to ask Commissioner Shu to introduce item 4, the public comment section of our meeting.
This is the time in our meeting when we invite members of the public to state their concerns about youth-related issues in our city or to present items for commission consideration. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak at this time? There being none, let's move on.
Item 5 on our agenda is guest speaker. Will Commissioner McCary please introduce this portion of the meeting?
Dr. Victor P. Haig is, as the Deputy Superintendent of the Conejo Valley Unified School District, works to create, maintain, and promote positive learning environments and opportunities for the children that live in our community. He is responsible for oversight and management of the school district's business and operations, as well as the district's $200 million budget. Victor's family escaped poverty and depression in the 1970s and migrated to America. He used the struggles in his life to fuel his drive and motivation to become a successful entrepreneur, college professor, police officer, and superintendent of schools. He earned his doctorate in educational leadership from Seton Hall University and his MBA in finance and bachelor's in business management from William Patterson University. He has been awarded a United States patent for one of his inventions and recently published his first book titled Outclass: How to Ace the Lessons of Life and Graduate with Honors.
Thank you. First, I want to thank the Commission for inviting me here just to share a little bit of my story. So I could stand in front of a room of 1,000 people or go on TV during board meetings and present a whole bunch of different things, but being here makes me a little bit more nervous when I'm talking about myself. But I guess I should have thought of that before I decided to write a book and incorporate pieces of my life. So, I want to start real quick with probably your 5 least favorite words. Let's start with a little quiz. So I just want you to look at these 5 questions and just ponder them for a moment and think about, can you name the 5 wealthiest people in the world? The last 5 Heisman Trophy winners? The last 5 winners of Miss America? The last half dozen Academy Award winners for Best Actor or Actress? Or 10 people who won the Nobel or Pulitzer Prize? How many of you think you could do all that? Yeah, I can't either, but those are notable achievements. These are people who've accomplished things in their lives, and yet, we tend to forget them. Let's try a different quiz. How about this? List a few teachers who aided you in your journey through school. Name 3 friends who helped you through a difficult time. Name the 5 people who have taught you something worthwhile. Think of a few people who made you feel appreciated and special. And think of 5 people you enjoy spending time with. How many of you think you could do that one? Probably all of us, right? The reason is because people who make a difference in our lives aren't the ones with the most recognitions, the most money. They're the ones who really care about us, and they're the ones that truly matter to us in the most real way. That little quiz was developed by Charles Schulz, who created the comic strip Peanuts, and I think it really has an effect on making us really think about who we are and who the people are that we surround ourselves with. That's the way I lived and I say the many lives because I had a number of different careers in my life, but it gives me the why of my core existence. I use that why to fuel my drive and my motivation to dedicate myself to positive empowerment. A life that's not motivated by fear, but motivated by personal mastery. And self-mastery to me means that I'm responsible for my actions, and thus I'll act in alignment and for the greater good for myself and for others. My story began in a land of fear and hatred, where citizens were forced to choose a side, and that choice determined where you could and could not go in a land that was divided not by race or party, but by religion. My city was lined with soldiers and tanks in the streets, and seeing a child with a gun was not unusual. Most frightening was the daily sound of gunfire and explosions. I just want you to listen to this for a moment. Imagine yourself as a 6-year-old child on the floor in an apartment with no broken windows and no doors. And this is what you heard. It's something, growing up that way. I mean, my as a young child, it was very, very difficult, and it took a toll on me. And I was thankful or grateful to have my parents who took the initiative to help us escape the war-torn country. I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and you can see here from the map where it is in the Middle East, surrounded by countries that are constantly at war, mainly over religion. So I lived my early childhood with Christians, Jews, and Muslims who equally sacrificed the lives of men, women, and children to promote their agendas. The truth of what I saw is horrific. I lived in fear most of my early life. Even after fleeing the war and coming to America with nothing, there was still the fear of being in a new and unknown land. I didn't choose to be born in Beirut, and I didn't choose to immigrate to America. Very happy that I did and that my family did. But when I got here and entered school, I realized what America was offering, and that was the ability for us to choose. What a gift we all have. Every day, we can wake up with our cell phones buzzing, and we can choose how we want to live this day. I've consciously chose to make decisions based not on our differences and not on fear, but I deliberately chose to make choices based on our commonality as human beings. I developed this understanding over time. I had many amazing teachers along the way, both in and out of school. I also learned from my own missteps. All the lives I have lived were a result of the freedom of choices that we have here in America. But success, however you define it, doesn't come easy. You have to choose to put in the time, the effort, and the commitment into who you are and who you want to be. And notice I say who you want to be. Right now, I bet people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's so disconnected from who we are as human beings. And as we get older and meet new people, one of the first questions they're going to ask you is, what do you do for a living? And the typical response is, hey, I'm the deputy superintendent of Conejo Valley Unified School District. Yeah, so what? But what is it that you do? And that's how, we should shift our thinking and what we say when we're asked that question. How about saying I work to create, maintain, and promote a positive learning environment and opportunities for children that live in our community? Because that's really what I do. The title is just something that goes along with it. So to me, who you are is far more important than what you are. So I've chose to live my life and experience all that I can. I had many careers in my life, and upon reflection, it's thinking about what I'm going to come here and talk to you guys about. And I started feeling like I was putting together a graduation speech. But it's, truly not. And if I could share some of my experiences and things that I've learned along the way through my struggles And if they lead to whoever's listening to, making better choices, making good choices, I think I've done quite a bit to help influence the people that I've come across in my life. So there's a common string of everything that I've experienced in life, and I've called it the 5 C's. Each are powerful on their own, but when combined, the synergy could be really a formidable force. The first one is choice. When I was young, I was fat, had bad hair, and even worse fashion. That's the trifecta of popularity, by the way. It wasn't until I came to the realization that if I wanted to improve myself, I had to do it myself. Our ability to choose what we want to do and what we want to be, what we want to believe in, is something that doesn't exist everywhere in the world. We're fortunate here in America. It's a gift that we have, and how you use it will determine where you go in life. It begins with an awareness of who you are and who you want to be. Additionally, you need to develop your ability to program your mind and consistently reboot your thinking to remain positive, because some of your choices will not go as planned. Some will be easy, some will be hard, and some will involve risk. But know that there's a difference between gamble and a calculated risk. Smart decisions are calculated. Gambles typically end up in bad decisions. Number 2 is confidence. When I was 14, I had zero confidence. The way that I grew up, I had very little friends, and I knew very little English. I didn't know who I was, and most of the time I was trying to be somebody else. I started reading biographies and learned that I wasn't alone. I learned many successful people struggled as children, and it didn't stop them. I learned you have to choose to be yourself, not pretend and not fit in. You'd be surprised at how many people you think are at the top of their game that lack confidence and need continuous reassurance from someone. Self-judgment is our enemy. It's kind of like the roommate that lives in our head. We have to consciously kick it out and send that eviction notice and lock the door behind it so it never comes back. The power to believe in yourself gives you great control over who you are and where you go in life. And the ability to change that weakness into a strength is not without its challenges, but when it's done, it's powerful. Number 3 is compassion. As a police officer, nobody calls the police department and says, hey, send over the zone car. We're having a barbecue. We're going to invite the officer in. No, they called when things couldn't be worse for them. Imagine what kind of life that is. Being called to see the worst in people day in and day out. It weighs heavy in your mind even after the job is done. I chose to take those experiences and understand that all of us need help sometimes, and I made a promise to always be compassionate. Seeing what I saw growing up and seeing the best and worst in people gave me an understanding that we're all different and we're all the same. It's a critical synergy of thought. We must believe in others as much as we believe in ourselves. Use our own struggles to learn that we're not alone, and use it to understand others and provide encouragement to those around you that need it. If you want to have good friends, you have to be a good friend. Number 4 is curiosity. In high school, I wondered a lot. So, sophomore year, I signed up for every sport, club, and activity I could. I tried everything. I wasn't good at most of them. Actually, I was awful at many. But I did enjoy the friendships that were developed over common interests, and it helped my character. On the eve of graduation at our award ceremony, as surprised as anyone, I received an award for having participated in the most school activities ever. That curiosity continued as I got older. I wondered what it would be like to own a business. I wondered what it would be like to be a teacher. I wondered what it would be like to be a police officer. My wonder didn't stop in thought, though. I put plans, and I worked toward those plans and achieving my goals. So today I live my life with no regrets. I try the things I want to try, and I learn from them. We are explorers by nature, though not all of us use it. My advice to you is to live a full life. Be marveled at what you see, smell, hear, and feel. Ask questions. Show interest. Pursue the unknown without fearing it. When we plan our goals with attainable outcomes, the fear of failure is diminished significantly. Number 5 is calm. Because I've had a lot of different careers in my life, one question I've always gotten asked, usually in a job interview, was, what's your strength and what's your weakness? I always answer it the same way. For me, my strength and my weakness is the same. I'm calm. It's a strength because it allows me to think before I act. And it's a weakness because in times of what some people call panic, I'm judged as not caring, not knowing what to do, or simply failing to take action. All the time I spent thinking, reflecting, reading, learning, and observing has given me the skills to think things through before I act. Whether you're alone in your head or in a panic situation with 1,000 people, appreciating the silence to assess, reflect, and learn before you act will cast you well. You may not always have the answers, but when you know you're in control, it's a powerful feeling. And I'll close with this. This is the last chapter of my first book. You know, you might or might not graduate as a valedictorian, but you can graduate with values. And the choices that you make in life will shape who you become later on in life. So thanks for the opportunity to share. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take.
I have a question. Or do you want to go? Ivy.
What's your book called and where can we find it?
It's on Amazon. It's called Outclass. If you just type in Outclass in Amazon, you can get it.
Thank you.
Sure.
So you mentioned you had a lot of jobs in your time. What was your favorite job that you've ever had?
That's a good question. My favorite job is always the one that I'm doing. You know, and it's not really so much as a default answer, but I've always lived my life that no matter what I was doing, I gave 100%. When I started out my first job, I'm working for a school district now, so ironically, my first job was the custodian at my elementary school when I was 14 years old. So from an early age, no matter what I did, from working as a custodian to working as a bagger to supermarket to collecting carriages to now deputy superintendent of schools, I always gave 100%. You know, even knowing that I'm not going to be a bagger in a supermarket for the rest of my life. I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. Whatever I was doing, I enjoyed what I was doing, and I made sure that I gave all that I could to make sure that I did my job well.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
All right.
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. Item number 6 on the agenda is project reports. The Youth Commission undertakes a number of projects during the year. I will introduce the following commissioners who oversee the coordination of these projects and ask them to present summaries and provide any updates. First, we have item 6A, which is the Therapeutic Dance led by Commissioner McKeown.
Hi, my name is Shaylee McKeown, and I am the co-chair of the Therapeutic Dance this year with Commissioner Shu. The Therapeutic Dance is a prom-like experience for teens in the community with special needs. This year it is on March 30th, and we have recently decided the theme. It is a night by the campfire, and we have chose subcommittees of food, decorations, and entertainment. We can't wait to get started.
Thank you so much. Next, we have item 6B, which is the City Internship Program. Commissioner Shane Glubke, please speak on this.
Hi, the Community Internship Training Youth, or CITY program, is a summer internship experience for current 11th graders the summer before their senior year that can be used for credits at the participant's high school. The students apply for an internship with businesses, nonprofits, and agencies in the greater Thousand Oaks area. In addition to their internship, they attend courses at California Lutheran University, which will teach them about relevant career and life skills needed to succeed at their given workplace and beyond.
We are currently looking for local businesses and nonprofits who wish to host an intern this summer and get a valuable asset for their workplace. If you're a business interested in hosting an intern or a current junior that wants more information, please email youthcommission@toaks.org or call 805-381-7326. You can also visit us online at toaks.org/city. Thank you.
Next, we have item 6C, which is the Youth Master Implementation Plan. So next Wednesday, November 10th from November 14th, from 6 to 7 p.m., we are having our next implementation meeting. Everyone is welcome to join one of our committees. First, we're going to have Commissioner Emanuel speak about the Environmental Committee.
So, So this year we have decided to focus on single-use plastics and ways to, and like raising awareness for how many of them are used. So in April is going to be our main month for when we're focused on really starting our project. We have decided that we're going to collect all the bottles that are used in CVUSD schools in 1 month, and we are going to use them to make a about 7-foot tall water bottle out of them. And it's going to raise awareness for how many single-use plastics are actually used. And yeah.
Thank you. Next, Commissioner Tovey is going to speak on the Recreation Committee.
Hi, everyone. So we are in the process of planning 2 art truck events. The first one we're planning for is in December, called Sweaters and Sweets, and we're planning on having like an ugly sweater contest. We're going to decorate cookies, we'll have karaoke, Christmas music, all that fun stuff. And then the next one we're planning on is in May. We want to have a Cinco de Mayo themed event, so there'll be a piñata, and we want to make marachas and maybe even a taco truck. But we're still in the planning process, so more details and dates of the events will come soon.
Thank you. Next, we have item 6D, which is public information, also by Tovey.
Sorry, one sec. Well, I think if you want more information on about the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission, you can follow us on Instagram at Thousand Oaks YC. And for information about Youth Commission itself, our website is toaks.org/youth.
Thank you. Next, we have item 6E, which is youth recognition, led by Commissioner Slosher.
Hi, everyone. I'm Commissioner Slosher, and this year I'm the chair of the Youth Recognition Awards. And this year, the awards are going to be held here at the Thousand Oaks Civic Arts Plaza on May 23rd. The applications for the awards and the nominees will be opening up soon. And we accept applications from any teachers, counselors, administrators, agencies, and nonprofits in the area. And students, keep in mind that you have to go to schools within Thousand Oaks, and I think it's CVUSD. If you have any exceptional kids, please consider nominating them. It's an amazing award and ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Vice Chair Laufenberg.
Thank you, Chair Nash. Item 7 is the school and liaison reports. In addition to being an advisory body to City Council, the Youth Commission also appoints commissioners to act as liaisons to various youth organizations. Commissioner Matus, will you please introduce item 7A, the ASB-ASG portion of our meeting?
Thank you. This is the portion of the meeting where we invite representatives from local schools to come and speak. First up is Mia Schlosser from Kalina Middle School.
Hi, my name is Mia Slosher, and I'm a 7th grade ASB student at Kalina Middle School. This past month, we have had a lot of activities going on. For example, we had an inspirational speaker who spoke to help bullying and help make students leaders. In addition, ASB attended a CATA leadership field trip yesterday. Also, Kalina wore red to support Red Ribbon Week. Kalina administrators helped to warn students about drugs. Next Friday, we're going to be having our first spirit rally where students can compete in group cheers and games. Reflecting back on last month, our annual Halloween Carnival was a success and students enjoyed new games that were at the carnival. Next week, we'll be having a half day on Tuesday and block schedule for students taking finals. After finals, we are looking forward to Thanksgiving break. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Ava and Samuel from Los Cerritos.
All right, so hi, my name is Ava Basile, and I'm an 8th grader at Los Cerritos, and I'm also the ASB president.
Hi, I'm Samuel. I'm from Los Cerritos as well, and I am the representative from Los Cerritos' Peer Service and Support Team, or PSST.
So during Red Ribbon Week, we had a series of dress-up days, and we wore red on Monday, and then Tuesday was Tacky Tourist Tuesday, and then Wednesday we wore sports jerseys, and Thursday was Throwback Thursday, and Friday was Freaky Friday, so we wore Halloween colors. And that brings me to our Halloween dance that we also had on Friday the 26th, which we had our haunted house, which was a super awesome success, and we had a lot of people attend it.
So, also that another event that happened for leadership, for our big leadership, including ASB and PSST, over the month of October was our big annual leadership retreat. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was learned something new or made new friends, and that just kind of showed how much of a family leadership at Los Cerritos is.
So last Friday, ASB had their first LTA, and we had a half-court contest, so people could come up and see who could shoot a half-court, and it was super awesome. Everybody had a lot of fun.
So one event that both our ASB and PSST are currently planning is the Future Leopard Night, which is an information night for incoming 5th graders who will be joining Los Cerritos next year. So during that night, we plan to give tours to both parents and 5th graders. And so we've begun preparations and sign-ups for shifts and positions today, and I think it will go very well.
So on November 13th, it is World Kindness Day. So ASB is planning on doing some kind of school outreach with also including ASB. So we were thinking maybe kindness grams or something else. It's to be determined still.
So another event that both our ASB and PSST are planning is our Trimester One Rally, which we will put together at the end of Trimester 1, November 16th. Half of ASB and PSST are currently meeting as a joint class to discuss how they're going to set everything up and how the whole thing is going to go, which brings me to a fundraiser that our PSST is currently putting on called the Pie Eating Contest Can Voting. So one of the activities we are putting on during the rally will be a pie eating contest between several teachers. All through this week, PSST will be selling votes for $1 to any student who would like to vote for which teacher they would like to see at the contest.
So as well, next Tuesday, we have an assembly where Houston Kraft will be talking about his Character Strong program. So if you guys are unaware about who Houston Kraft is, he's basically a professional speaker, leadership consultant, and kindness advocate who speaks at schools, conferences, and events internationally.
That brings me to the second fundraiser that PSST is currently putting together, which is our Pilgrims Thanksgiving fundraiser. So on November 19th, PSST members will be selling note cards or grams during lunch to students who want to send nice notes to their friends. We will be selling them 2 for $1, and each gram comes with a caramel apple lollipop that will be given with the gram to the person the buyers want to send them to, which may include themselves. We will deliver the grams on the 20th, the day before CVUSD goes on Thanksgiving break.
So lastly, in ASB, we're currently working on the GOAT video, which is greatest of all time, and for November. So basically, every month, a teacher from each grade is selected as the month's GOAT, and then we create a video including students complimenting their teacher and saying why they're the GOAT, and then they show it at their staff meeting every month.
This brings me to the last thing PSST is currently working on in the month of November, which is our birthday deliveries. Every week on Friday, PSST is delivering these little packages with a pencil and a piece of candy to people who've had their birthday this past week. We make the gifts whenever the week we can or we have time, and we deliver them at the end of the day on Friday.
Thank you.
And next is Eddie Nash from Westlake High School.
Hi everybody, my name is Eddie Nash and I'm a 10th grader at Westlake High School, and I'll be the student representative for tonight. So to start, Westlake's fall sports team have been doing a great job this year, and so far, both of our cross-country teams, boys and girls, have made it to the CIF preliminary competition, and our boys football season has ended and they finished third place in the Marmonte League after a great season with a few losses and lots of wins. So one of Westlake's top tennis players, Tony Sotil, has advanced to the state competition, where Westlake's tribe will attend and give her the energy she needs to bring home another win. Girls volleyball just ended the season with one of the nation's longest win streaks of the season, and they gained entry into the CIF championship. Just this Monday, the student governments of Westlake High School, Newberry Park High School, and Simi Valley High School were all able to attend Thousand Oaks High School for a leadership conference hosted by the California Association for Student Leaders. I know we all brought home some great ideas to our school for publicity and also just events to host. I'm glad we all enjoyed that. Our annual blood drive is coming up in November, and the event will be open to anybody, including students. And if you would like more information and you don't go to Westlake High School, please contact me, and I'll be happy to give you the information. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
And that is all of the representatives from the schools.
Thank you to our representatives who came out to make reports for your schools. We encourage all ASB and ASGs to send your representatives each month to our meetings. Thank you, Commissioner Matus. Item 7B is the Teen Center Advisory Council. Will Teen Center Liaison Commissioners Goodnight and Alpert please introduce this portion of our meeting?
A quick recap of some of the events we have done in the past few weeks. 7th and 8th grade Halloween dance, Reign of Terror, the haunted house at the Jan's Marketplace, which is a major fundraiser for us. Our fall/winter program season starts this week with lots of different program offerings. And finally, our fall middle school leagues are about to wrap with 32 teams from local, public, and private schools competing in playoffs and championships this week and next.
Some upcoming things include a high school dodgeball competition at Dojo Boom on Thursday, November 15th, which our very own Youth Commission will be fielding a team or two. Have your campus club register a 6-member team to get involved. Call the Teen Center for more information. On Saturday, December 1st, our Battle of the Bands take place, which features industry professionals as judges in multiple great teen bands competing for major prizes and major bragging rights. We still have space for a few more members on our advisory committee. The next meeting is on Tuesday the 13th. Go to the Teen Center's website to do the online application under About Us. We have some holiday hours during November. Veterans Day will be open from 1 to 5, and the Monday after will be open 12 to 5 p.m. Thanksgiving week, on the Monday and Tuesday, we are open regular hours, which for those of you who don't know is 2 to 9 p.m. Wednesday, we'll be open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday, it's closed so that we can just stuff ourselves with all that good Thanksgiving food. And on Black Friday, we'll be open shorter hours, 12 to 5, so we can spend. As a reminder, don't forget we're open 7 days a week, so just come and hang out. It's totally free. Get all the details on our website for events I talked about and all the upcoming events at thousandoaksteencenter.com, and follow us on Instagram at Thousand Oaks Teen Center.
Thank you, Commissioners Alpert and Goodnight. Next, we are going to have item 7C, which is the Thousand Oaks Library Teen Advisory League. Can I have total members Zoe and Charvy please speak now?
Hi, I'm Zoe. And I'm Charvy. We represent the Thousand Oaks Teen Advisory League, or TOTO, for the Thousand Oaks Library. The library is looking to actively inspire, engage, and inform teens grades 6 to 12. The library has a number of volunteer opportunities available for those ages 14 and older. From crafts to tutoring to web development, assisting with programs, the library is just a great place to volunteer.
Do you like puzzles and trivia? The library has puzzles and trivia for teens grades 6 to 12. Come to the library and see if you can solve the puzzles and enter for a chance to win a prize. Have you tried virtual reality through the Oculus Rift system? For ages 13 and older, come and try out some virtual games or activities on Friday, November 16th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Grant R. Brimhall Library off of Jan's.
Are you thinking about the holidays yet? Come make homemade crafts and crafty gifts at the library. Recycle and give away old books new life. Decorate a tote bag with your favorite quotes to give away. Create various craft gifts using duct tape, discarded books, and other materials. Come on Tuesday, November 20th from 3:30 to 5:30 to the Grant R. Brimhall Library. Also on Wednesday, November 28th from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. at the Newbury Park Library.
Interested in books in the fantasy genre, like dragons, magic, and otherworldly creatures? Come check out the book display of books of young adult books from the fantasy genre in the Grant R. Brimhall Library. You can also play Dungeons & Dragons at the library. Learn how to play this popular role-playing board game on Saturday, November 24th, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Newbury Park Library. Beginners and all levels of players welcome.
This month, we are highlighting the library's online documentary and film streaming service called Canopy. You can stream documentaries and films using your library card. Go to www.tllibrary.org underneath ebooks and more to find out about these resources. As always, check your teen tab underneath the library's homepage as well for upcoming events for resources. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you at the library soon.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking tonight. As we come to the close of our meeting, I would like to ask Commissioner Zhu to introduce item 8, the Commissioner Comments.
This is the last portion of our meeting where commissioners can provide any information, comment, or announcements which no action by the commission will be taken. At this time, are there any commissioner comments? Commissioner McCary?
But I'd just like to remind everyone that there will be a high school Boom dodgeball tournament on November 15th. You could sign up at the Teen Center, and it's $30 per team.
Are there any more commissioner comments? There be none, let's move on.
I have a few reminders before we adjourn this meeting. Our city internship program is looking for new businesses to join our program. So if you're interested, please email youthcommission@toaks.org. And then also, again, our next implementation meeting, if you want to join one of our committees, recreation or environment, is having another meeting on November 14th from 6 to 7:30 in the library technical training room. If you would like any information discussed about the Youth Commission or have questions, please call 805-381-7362 or email youthcommission@toaks.org or like the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. There being no further business to come before the Commission, the Youth Commission is adjourned to our next regular meeting.